Green materials and sustainability, alternative energies is just a natural reaction that I have to building and the way that a designer should be instinctively.
What are some of the basic advantages and concepts surrounding prefab construction?
In a prefabricated building, everything is built in a really tight environment, controlled, clean, and efficient. So everything that is used gets recycled back into the buildings, whether it's steel or whether it is fabric. We live in a much more transient environment. You know, we communicate in a completely different way than we did 20 years ago, and our buildings should be responding to that same kind of light, exacting kind of habits.
A big critique of prefab housing is that it promises affordability but often ends up in a luxury market. So how do you see prefab housing becoming more accessible?
My region is Southern California, and a typical single-family residence, architecturally designed home is $400–500 a square foot.
Right.
You know, I can offer people half the cost of that. So I think it is an incredibly affordable deal. At the same time, they're steel buildings, they're built to a higher standard. When earthquakes hit, they're not going to fall apart. And it's a more precise methodology of building. It's a better built home.
Right.
It's not kind of, it's get more for your money, not less.
Do you ever design prefab structures for non-desert climates?
Well, we are working in very tight urban infills in Southern California. I mean, Venice, Santa Monica, Manhattan Beach. But I'm also working with kind of multifamily units, and also out here in the desert. I'm doing my own development and kind of thinking about denser, tighter relationships. So I see the prefab work that we do as being applicable to any kind of environment. I got started in this work looking at prefabricated classrooms. So I've sort of come full circle, and we are doing schools now, which is really exciting to me. But the same method for building can be applied to a yoga studio. It can be a commercial, mixed-use, residential, and retail space. It's really no different. It's just the way in which the buildings get fabricated and brought to the site. In a lot of ways, it's more affordable for developers because they're also looking at a condensed time frame. And for many developers, time is money, and that's something we can offer.